I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is the Dinner DeeAs Kitchen, where every day we share new recipes for you to try. Today, a how-to for holidays, and taking it beyond Eggs Benedict to make a Charron sauce to serve as part of a steak Oscar with crab meat and asparagus. All week long here on Dinner DeeAs, we've been sharing how to make the 5 key sauces known as the French mother sauces. So called because they're foundations for so many other sauces and dishes. We started the week with bechamel, then did an escargot sauce, tomato, and a velouté. Complete the set by catching up with any that you may have missed at our website, dinnerdeas.com. And today, sauce number 5 of 5. Hollandaise. And here to share how he makes this classic sauce is Chef John Lister from Italian restaurant Ava Tampa. And welcome back to the Dinner DeeAs Kitchen, my friend.
Good to be back.
So excited for you to walk us through such a beloved sauce, because most people, when they think of a Hollandaise sauce, they only think of an Eggs Benedict. That's where they kind of stop. But Chef John, you're not only here sharing how to make the perfect Hollandaise, but you're going to help us turn it into a sauce Charron to serve in a steak Oscar, steak, crab, asparagus, which was supposedly named for King Oscar of Sweden back in 1897, though his version was with veal, not a New York strip.
I like veal Oscar too.
It's one of my favorites.
Yes,
it's an absolute favorite.
It
So
is.
this is going to be a lot of fun to really show that the Hollandaise is the base. It is the foundation, and you can have as much exploration and as much fun as taking it to where you want it to go.
Yeah, and that's why I like to think of it as the mother sauce, because it gives birth to so many other sauces.
I love it. All right. What do we need to do to start with at least that foundation of the Hollandaise?
Okay, so for the Hollandaise, we want to get a small pot of simmering water. Now, if it's too hot and too boiling, it could be a little too violent and cook the eggs too much.
Okay.
So we just want to see how this is a gentle simmer.
It's just a gentle boil, so you're going to see it starting to really have some action,
Right.
but you don't want it to be just so aggressive.
Right,
with
just
those bubbles.
rapid boil. We don't need that.
Okay.
So we're going to have 3 egg yolks.
Okay.
And generally, 3 egg yolks and about a stick and a half of butter.
Okay.
That's a perfect portion for 2 people.
Okay.
But this all can be adjusted. You can add a little bit, add a little more egg, and I like to add a little bit of water. Sometimes you can even use, let's say, like a half of an eggshell for every egg yolk.
Now, with adding just a little bit of water, is that to temper some of that? Is that just to give a little bit more movement and
Exactly.
viscosity?
So that's exactly what it does. It kind of tempers it, and it also, you can adjust it too. If you, traditionally when you make a Hollandaise, it should be as thick as mayonnaise.
Okay.
Nobody really eats it that thick anymore. So that's how you can adjust it, how thick or how thin you want it.
Okay, okay.
Okay, now we're gonna set, I have 2 whisks here. So this is a French whisk and this is a balloon whisk.
What is the difference between the 2 whisks?
Okay, so this one is great for if you're making custard sauces in the pan. You can get around in there and get into the grooves.
Okay.
This is a balloon whisk. This will incorporate more air as we're whipping.
Okay, so size is going to help dictate that, because that's going to allow for a lot more aeration behind it, so you get that whipping consistency that you're wanting.
So I'm gonna put this on here. Now, I don't want this to be a pan that's deep into there.
Okay.
Okay.
So you do want a surface area to really happen between where water would hit the bottom of that bowl, and you want to make sure that there's a space.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you start this, there is no stopping. Okay, because if you do stop, what happens is those eggs sit still and they'll get too hot and they'll start to scramble a little bit.
Okay, so then that's really what you don't want. You want to always keep it moving, to keep liquid behind it.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is called cooking this to the ribbon stage. Okay. What that means is when I make a figure 8, I'll be able to see the 8 on top. Okay. And that's when I know that they are set. This can take a minute, this can take 2 minutes. So this is a little bit of a tricky bit. This is one where you really want to stay truly involved in this process, because you take your eyes and your hands off it. You walk away, it's... You do have scrambled eggs. You're starting over. Okay, and you're starting over. Okay, so we're getting close.
How do you know that? What are you seeing? What's changing right there for you?
The color is becoming more opaque. Okay. And it's starting to thicken. Okay, if I can go like this, I can see a figure 8. Okay, so we're pretty good. Okay. So next, what I want to do is find somewhere sturdy. So what I like to do is grab a rag. Okay. Just kind of spin it around like that. So next we're going to do is we're going to do the emulsification process. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with just a couple drops at the very beginning. Okay. The reason why is because we want to slowly incorporate the fat. Okay, so you don't.
Now this is just clarified butter that we're adding in.
Clarified butter that's warm. We don't want this piping hot.
Now
if it's too hot, then you're going to scramble.
Could you just use regular butter?
You could.
You could.
Yeah. I do like the flavor of clarified butter.
Okay.
Which is, I want to do this the classical way, and then from there you can do your own interpretations.
Okay.
Even in the restaurant, we don't sit here and do it like this. Use a food processor.
You're doing things on scale.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And after you get the first couple of drops in, then it's like with any emulsification. After it's starting to go, then you can start whisking and working a little bit faster.
Okay. Now, if you just were to have added everything all at one time, though, what would have happened?
It wouldn't emulsify.
It would not emulsify properly, and so at that point, you would not have a hollandaise sauce. You'd have to start
eggs
over.
And butter.
You just have you'd have eggs and butter. So, if you want to have a go at a hollandaise, Chef John's recipe, along with how to turn it into a steak Oscar, is ready to grab at dinnerdeas.com. That's where you'll find all the amounts and the ingredients waiting to be printed out. Or if your eyesight can read on the phone and see the TV at the same time, scan the QR code down there to find us right on your distraction device.
So I think we're about there. So you can see that wasn't a whole lot of work.
It's really not. But you can see absolutely everything just changed in terms of where we were at with just the eggs to then how the butter emulsified with it. The water helped thin, give it a little bit more movement behind it, but you still have that traditional consistency that you're looking for here.
So now we're going to season with a little bit of salt.
Okay.
And a little bit of hot sauce. Now, if you don't want to use hot sauce, you can use a pinch of cayenne.
Okay.
I like this because I like the vinegar.
Okay.
It's in the hot sauce, and it's just a touch. All right. And then we're going to add just a little bit of lemon.
Okay.
And as complicated as you might think, I mean, that's it. Now, there's a classic hollandaise.
And that's it. The perfect classic hollandaise, as Chef John just said. If you're feeling ambitious or just hungry, stick around because after the break, Chef John shares how to take it up a level and use it to dress a steak Oscar ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. It's another saucy celebration today as we've made it to the 5th and final famous French mother sauces that you can master and then make almost anything with. Today, last but not least, hollandaise. And it's a simple sauce, but we're taking it one step further to make it into a steak Oscar thanks to Chef John Lister from Ava, Tampa. Before the break, we made our base of a hollandaise. Super simple. Bringing water to a simmer and then placing egg yolks over in a bowl and whisking until it forms the ribbons. Then whisking in warm butter and seasoning with salt, lemon juice, just a little hot sauce. And this is the classic base sauce that's ready for the eggs Benedict, except we're not done just yet. We're going to take it to another sauce. What are we doing next?
So next we're going to make a béarnaise sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so to make the béarnaise, we took 3 shallots, a little bit of white wine vinegar or champagne vinegar, a little bit of white wine, and some fresh tarragon.
And we started this during the break because it's an important process that takes a little bit of time because what happened to all that liquid?
It evaporated, and it also, the shallots start to weep out their juices, and all that comes together, and it just cooks down and concentrates.
So that way then all we need to do right now is just remove the tarragon spray.
So we're going to remove the tarragon because we're going to add fresh tarragon.
Okay.
Oh, right here. So what we're going to do is take this into our bowl. That is my favorite part of the shallot.
And this is still the exact same hollandaise that we made from before.
Exact same one.
So that was the base for this mother sauce that now we've been able to evolve it into a béarnaise sauce.
Béarnaise sauce.
And all we're going to do is just add a little bit of some fresh herbs to it to really kind of bring it together.
We have some fresh tarragon.
Okay.
And a little bit of fresh chervil.
Now, chervil. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit. Like, I was like, dude, you got chervil? Like, that's not something that you can commonly find at the grocery store. So, for those at home that are thinking like, oh, I need to go find chervil and I can't find it, I can't make it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I wanted to do this classical.
Okay.
So chervil is in a classic béarnaise, but I don't think anybody actually ever does it.
Okay.
It's one of those herbs that's very difficult to find, but the taste is extremely similar to tarragon.
Okay.
This is a classic béarnaise.
Okay.
All right.
It's absolutely one of my favorite sauces.
It is.
Like, it's just literally one of my favorite sauces.
I grew up eating it.
Yeah? Takes you back home a little bit?
It does. It does.
Who was making that sauce?
My
at the
mom,
house?
my dad, both. Yeah, it was my mom's favorite. So my dad always made sure if we had a steak, we had béarnaise with it.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Mom was right. Mom had to be happy.
No.
Happy wife, happy life.
Excellent.
I love it. All right, so we've taken it from the hollandaise.
Yes.
We went to a béarnaise sauce.
Right.
We're not even done just yet.
Nope. So
What's
that's
next?
that's like I said, it's a mother sauce, so it gives birth to other sauces. So now we have a béarnaise. Now we're going to add a little bit of tomato paste and have a sauce Chiron.
Okay.
Okay, we're just going to add just about a tablespoon. There we go. Mix that around, and then that's the sauce Chiron.
So the tomato sauce is just going to be all of those, the tomato paste, excuse me, it's just going to bring all those concentrated flavors of that tomato. So you're going to have a richness behind it, a sweetness behind it, a little depth.
Yeah, and it's beautiful too.
It's absolutely, just an absolutely stunning color.
All right, so next we're going to start cooking these steaks.
Okay.
So we have 2 New York strips here.
Okay.
A little salt and pepper, and we're going to throw them into a cast iron pan. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, with the least amount of dishes as possible.
How do you pick a good steak?
I always look for the marbling.
It's all about the marbling.
It is. And if you look here, you can see the marbling, the intermuscular inside of it. Mm-hmm. That's what you're looking for.
That's it.
Yeah. And we're going to use some of that clarified butter to cook these steaks in.
Oh, very nice.
Because you've removed the fat, not the fat, you've removed the water in the way, brings up the smoke point.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to add.
And we've got a cast iron pan that's just screeching hot, ready to go. That thing is screaming.
Fire department ready. There we go. Wow.
Look at that.
That is hot. This is when you open the windows in the house.
This is where you open up the windows in the house, but that's going to be an incredible steak right there.
Good crust.
Oh. We're taking a quick break to silently sniff at these sizzling steaks because is there anything better than that? I don't think so, because I know you'd understand. When we come back, we add in the King Oscar of Sweden's other favorite foods to finish off our steak Oscar ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. It's Friday. It's day 5 of our Mother Sauce Week, and that means we're making a hollandaise today. And don't let the name fool you. It's not from Holland, it's French. But more importantly, it's here right now thanks to our guest today, Chef John Lister from Ava in Tampa. Yes, he showed us how to do a hollandaise, but he's also been sharing how to take that sauce and turn it into a sauce Chiron as part of the steak Oscar. Before the break, we heated vinegar, wine, shallots, and tarragon, then combined it with our hollandaise and added tomato paste to make a sauce Chiron. Set that aside so that way then we can season and sear on the first side of this steak. I mean, you could smell it. It just smells absolutely fantastic. And look at those colors of that steak.
That's actually perfect. So flip that. We're going to start going that. Now we're going to work on the toppings.
Okay.
Toppings, we're going to add a little bit of butter to some simmering water. And we're going to drop the asparagus in. And this is just going to take a minute or two. You could roast these asparagus. You could blanch it ahead of time.
Yeah.
I always like to try and keep it as simple as possible. So when this comes out, I'm going to take this fresh lump crab meat, use the same pan.
Okay.
Right? Because now it's going to have this buttery asparagus flavor to it.
It's going to have all this beautiful flavor because now you're seeing how easy it all comes together. You'll be wanting Chef John's recipe to make it for your dinner. Trust me, I know you will because it's ready to grab at dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code to get to it. And you can see those colors really starting to brighten up so nicely.
Okay, so let's check on this a little bit. Still got a few more minutes to go on that.
Okay.
Like I said, too, I'm going to serve this with some roasted potatoes, too.
Now, you did these off camera, so you just had some roast potatoes because, like, steak, potatoes, they go well.
Goes well together. I cook this at home all the time, and what I'll do is I just try to do everything in the oven. So I'll sear steak. I'll take these potatoes. I just tossed them in some clarified butter. Okay. A little bit of salt. I threw in some garlic, rosemary, and thyme, and threw them in the oven.
And that was it.
That's it. Now, another great thing you can do is the last 4 or 5 minutes, you can throw your asparagus in that pan and throw it in there with it.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
But like I said, I like to kind of want this asparagus butter flavor to soak into the crab meat. Okay. Okay, so I think we're just about there. Looking for something a little bit tender. Yep, they're getting there.
Okay.
Actually, that's about it. So let's go ahead and remove these. All right. I'll set them right here. Okay, and that steak can probably come off right now.
Okay.
All right.
Very nice. And we're just going to let this rest here. This is important. You don't want to slice right into it.
No. You definitely want to let it rest. Okay, what that does is it lets the meat relax and lets all the juices redistribute back into it. If you cut it right now, it's just going to bleed out on the cutting board. So we're going to remove most of this and just leave a little bit because this is already cooked, right? This is fresh. I like to use fresh crab meat, okay? If you can find it. If you can't and you got to use the canned canned pasteurized, that's fine. But you're just trying to warm it.
Just.
Yeah, the more you heat this up, the more you move it around, the more you're breaking it up.
And that's important because you want to make sure you have the integrity of the crab throughout the entire process.
Just these nice lumps, and this is about it. So we can. Good thing.
Now, what's your favorite part of this whole dish?
My favorite is the sauce.
It's the sauce.
It is. It's the sauce.
It's a little bit of mom every little bit.
Every single time. Yep.
That's awesome.
So,
for me, it's right here.
Yeah, you like the crab?
Number 1, number 2, 3 would be the steak, as you would think of just the other way around.
But it's the ultimate surf and turf.
But it's the ultimate. That is exactly it. It is the ultimate surf and turf.
I'll take this any
King
day.
Oscar, you had it right, my friend.
I'll take this any day over a steak and lobster. Any day.
Any day.
I want this.
That's the one. Oh.
All right, so let's bring it home.
Okay.
We're gonna get the steak, and like we said, it's all about the layers. So let's go ahead and put our asparagus on here.
Oh, look at that. And I loved how you plated it the length of the steak. So that way then you really do, as you were saying.
Each bite.
Every bite, you're getting right into it.
And I don't like being skimpy when it comes to the crab meat, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna go all out, you're gonna make your hollandaise,
you're gonna do it right.
Do it right.
This is a celebration on a plate right now.
Absolutely. So let me get that one out of there.
Okay. And I'm gonna slide over our sauce Sharon as well for you there, Chef.
Okay. And be generous with this too.
Okay, so be generous, okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna let it, so it's kind of cascading down the sides.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Okay, I might change my ranking then. I think right now, just seeing how this is just kind of like, just dancing onto the plate itself, falling downward like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is number 1. That's my new number 1 right there.
There we go, and just some potatoes and everything right there in.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay. Oh, you can't beat that.
Nah, it's very rich, but like you said, it's a celebration dish.
It's a celebration, and you know what? We're all going to just take a moment of silence here just to celebrate it. All right. Now, when we come back, we're going to shut our big yappers for even a longer moment of silence and let the food do the talking as we taste our steak Oscar ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Chef John Lister is here with us from Ava in Tampa to finish up our Mother Sauce Weekend style, sharing his recipe for the perfect hollandaise and how to take it way further and make it into a sauce Sharon as part of a steak Oscar. Steak, asparagus, crab meat, because, well, why not? Top with this a beautiful sauce. I mean, you said it. This sauce, as its original, was the hollandaise.
Yep.
You evolved it to your mom's favorite sauce.
The béarnaise.
A béarnaise. And your mom is named?
Kathy.
Kathy. I love a béarnaise sauce too. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love a béarnaise sauce. And I also love what your son has done here with an incredible steak like this. This steak Oscar, look at that. That is absolutely stunning. Walk me through these flavors.
Well, it's all the layers. You know, you got the beef, the crab, asparagus, the béarnaise or the sauce Sharon. It is very rich. It is. It's a decadence.
It's something to be celebrated. Mm-hmm. Now, you were saying that this was a family favorite of having this iteration of what became this dish.
Yeah.
Family would sit around on Friday nights.
Absolutely. If there was a steak, there was béarnaise right next to it. Mm-hmm. Always. Still to this day, every time I take a bite, that's what I think of.
You think of mom?
Yeah. Think of mom and think of the whole family sitting down, eating, and fighting over the béarnaise. You know, you couldn't get enough of it.
How cool is that as a chef to be able to see, you know, we celebrated the 5 mother sauces this whole week, you know, and that is the foundation.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Oh, I can't stop. I can't stop. It's that good. It's that good. But it's so important to be able to see that you don't have to just stay in the lane. You can take what we just did, a hollandaise, then you took it to the béarnaise, then you took it to a Chiron, and you still have an incredible meal every step of the way.
I mean, think about this. If we took this same dish, say we were eating lamb, instead of having tarragon, we added mint to that reduction. Now we've got this mint béarnaise. Or we added cilantro, now we got a cilantro. Same exact recipe, just take out the tarragon, add the cilantro. You got something that's gonna go great with skirt steak. So you get the fundamentals, the basics, and then from there, that's you cooking.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. My friend, it is so awesome. Every single time you're here in the Dinner Diaz kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for rounding out what has been an killer week. Thanks again to Chef John. Grab his hollandaise recipe and how to make this steak Oscar at dinnerdiaz.com. Trust me, folks, you want to make this one. This one is a showstopper. We also have a link to Ava, where he's the executive chef, and that's also where you find all our other Mother Sauce episodes if you missed any of them. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more Dinner Diaz.